think it's really important to, especially during a time where there's a lot of struggle and maybe some uncertainty, or maybe the problem is it looks like the certainty is that things are just not getting better. I think it's really important to ignore any input from our inner critic. And what I mean by that is, for instance, don't shame yourself. Don't allow that critic to pipe up and say, hey, you should be feeling grateful. Hey, you should be content where you are. Hey, you should be accepting. You know, underneath all of this grief and heaviness right now and loss, and I'm guessing there are probably multiple things contributing to it. Some could be far back in the past and other things could be much more recent. But I've been through, a lot of my story, not 100%, but a lot. And in my experience, allowing that critic to sort of speak up just keeps us feeling less and less able, less and less worthy, less and less hopeful. And I think that's a really good time to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. The grief is covering your gratitude. The gratitude is still there. The contentment is still there. The appreciation of things in your life that are good are still there. It's just being buried right now under loss and heaviness. And so part of helping ourselves through any kind of season, and I'm going through a little bit similar right now. I don't think as strong as the season that you're going through right now, but a little bit of that, of disillusionment with how I thought things might work out or turn out, realizing that long-term goals that I thought were a sure thing may not be where I want to be long-term after all. But underneath all of this is still the person who has a million things that she appreciates, who is grateful for things big and small. And so what's really important is to just let yourself feel what you are feeling. I've done something, sometimes I call it grumpy gratitude or begrudging gratitude. Instead of telling myself, well, you should be really glad you have a house, or you have a car, or look at all the things and all the people around the world that don't have food, and sort of criticizing myself, I allow myself to just be in the reality that I'm in, holding the disappointment that I'm holding. And I will search for one thing that I can honestly say, that even if I don't feel grateful right now, even if I can't connect to that feeling of thankfulness or contentment or appreciation, I know that if I were in a different spot right now emotionally, I know that if I were not carrying these burdens right now, I know this is something that I would definitely feel grateful for and appreciative of. And I can honestly say this thing is actually a benefit in my life, even though I can't connect to the feeling of gratitude right now. And just saying that, because it acknowledges two things. It acknowledges it's okay to be in a space where you're not feeling gratitude, and it also allows you to pull in at least one thing. You are able to see, hey, under normal circumstances, this is something that I would really be grateful for, and it is actually an asset and a benefit in my life. So that's something that's been really helpful to me.